Good afternoon, friends. You're once again welcome to Wasauda Hydroponics. This is a nice DWC setup coming up. DWC, as you know, is deep water culture. This is a 2000 square feet pan and pad greenhouse, which is temperature and humidity controlled. Even the lighting is controlled. We have top shading system in this. There are no shade nets inside, so you won't build up heat. There's a shading system on top of the greenhouse, and this is a DWC system. This is the air pump. This has been specially designed for aerating the water in this. There is a main line which goes through the DWC pond, and then there is a fertigation line which goes into the DWC pond. This is approximately a 1000 square feet pond, which can do around 2400 plants in 1 month. 2400 to 2500 plants in 1 month. So we are targeting 30,000 plants in 100 square meters. Traditionally, this takes 10 acres of land to be cultivated to match this kind of a volume. This is going to be ready in another 15 days, and then we'll be doing a lot of broccoli, bok choy, coriander, parsley, lettuce, different varieties of lettuce. This is our NFT system, a regular NFT. It's being prepared for replantation. These are our grow towers. The lettuce plants, leafy lettuce plants are thriving pretty well. This is thyme. Rosemary. And then some broccoli. Broccoli should be ready in another 1 month, 1.5 months. These are mint plants. Mint is doing very well, pretty well. Coming to the hydro buckets. These are the newly planted, and these are 1 month old. You can see cherry tomatoes already growing pretty well on the plant. Good flowering and good growth for 1 month post nursery. Over here we have some bell pepper plants. Even the bell pepper is started to flower, but we'll be debudding the plants so it grows well. This is a flat NFT system. What we are doing here is trying out different varieties of tomato in NFT. This is a San Marzan variety. This is the first plant, and then these are recently planted San Marzan. What is San Marzan? San Marzan is a kind of tomato which is used for ketchup making. So this is the nursery of San Marzan. Basically they are Italian variety which grow round in shape, which are more red, and they are perfect for making gravy for tomato. Coming to the most important part of the greenhouse, we have created a separate climate chamber in the greenhouse. This is a greenhouse, and then we have a separate climate chamber which is inside the greenhouse. This has been created for cultivation of microgreens and seedlings. Seedlings which basically go into the system. So we do a regular seedling batch here, and every day we have new plants ready which go into the system. Now we are entering the system. You can see we have foggers here everywhere. These are foggers which create the humidity, and these are the trays. You can do lots of microgreens in these trays, and then they have holes so the water can percolate through. Ideally, we try and create temperature which simulates more of a forest, pre-monsoon, post-monsoon forest temperatures. So that is around 38 degrees Celsius, and humidity should be around 90%. 90% humidity with 38 degrees Celsius, you start sweating. You can see there's a lot of sweat. This is the kind of climate you need for perfect germination and your plants to grow to a proper size without any defects which can go directly into the system. So this is a, you can say, microsphere, biosphere, small biosphere which has been created inside the greenhouse. It has a separate temperature, humidity parameters than the greenhouse outside. The seedlings which have been grown outside in the greenhouse, the growth is very, very slow. Once we do the same seedlings inside, I will show you in the next video how well they grow. So most important part of greenhouse farming is not just making the greenhouse or what plastic you use or what steel you use. It's more about the technical understanding of how to germinate well, how to create a seedling chamber, how to have your perfect schedule so that your seedlings get into the planting area. Second important thing is, most important is your water management. So we have designed a system, very basic system, which works on timers and automation softwares where your EC, your pH and also your nutrient levels are maintained regularly. Without this, any greenhouse is nothing but a plastic shed. Also, what I have seen from my experience, I would like to talk more about Gujarat, Rajasthan and hot states in India. Nowadays farmers are getting more into making greenhouses because there are subsidies. Now what happens is, when there are subsidies involved in a greenhouse, you are more interested in getting the subsidy instead of growing plants. Subsidies are given to farmers when a specific kind of a design which is prescribed by the government is made. Only then you get a subsidy. So you have no choice to select what is the correct design for my greenhouse. For example, I want to do a fan and pad in a simple tunnel house like this. There is no such design in the government which allows you to make this greenhouse. Such greenhouses cost half the cost of what the government designs offer. Normally, when a farmer goes to a company or a consultant, they offer these specific kind of services where you have to make a greenhouse as per the government design. Only then you get a subsidy. Once this happens, you make a faulty design which is not meant for that area, and then obviously because of the faulty design you are not able to grow the plants correctly. So you start blaming the design, the technology, and you say greenhouse technology is a waste. So this is very sad and also amusing at the same time, that people are still not understanding what greenhouses are. If you want to make a greenhouse for a specific crop, you need to understand what crop it is and what are the conditions. How can I grow maximum number of plants or produce in that particular square meter, and design the greenhouse and the technology accordingly. If you are getting a subsidy for that design, well, that's good. But if not, if the government GR says no, there is no such design, you have to forget the subsidy, because we are not trying to cultivate subsidies. We are trying to cultivate plants. We are trying to cultivate nice green lettuce, not green notes. We are not here for subsidies. We are here for growing plants. So in the past few years, I have seen a lot of greenhouses being, dismantled, sold, shut down. People are putting cows and buffaloes inside because there is no plantation inside. This is very sad. And by this video, I want to convey to all the farmers and entrepreneurs that first you need to understand what you need to grow. Do not get behind subsidies. This is also not a good sign of development, but also it's harming the farmer. The effort goes to waste. The consultants and the companies who help you set up the projects are also helpless, because you ask the company, will I get a subsidy? Now the consultant or company has no choice. If you want a subsidy, you have to make that design. So it's spoiling the technology. It's a waste of technology, waste of effort, waste of time. And also, over a period of time, people start thinking that this is a waste technology, while this is the most superior technology in the whole world. The people who are doing greenhouse based farming and hydroponic based farming are doing so well without the subsidy. In India, you get a subsidy, even then you're not doing well. Why? So this is the reason. This is a big challenge. I see this as a big challenge, that how do we convey this to every entrepreneur, every agripreneur, every farmer, that you should not focus on subsidies, while you should focus more on technology based farming, precision farming. We, as a consulting company, as a consultant, we are about 27 years old into this field. I have myself seen as a child, when in Pune we used to do some projects, floriculture projects. They used to be so successful. We used to get world rankings. There were no subsidies at that time. Now when there are so many subsidies, people are not doing good. So this is very important for every farmer, that first they should take good training. They should take full know-how. They should be prepared with good finances, self-finances. If you have less finance, go for a smaller greenhouse. Do it at your backyard. Do it on a terrace. Second stage, you go to bank, say that I'm doing this business. I'm selling so many vegetables. Now I need more loan. I want to go for a bigger greenhouse. That's the way to go. You don't need to go behind subsidies to do such things. My purpose of making this video is basically to convey to all the greenhouse and agripreneurs, greenhouse farmers, to do this correctly. I do not say that subsidies are bad. Do not take subsidies. I'm not against any government. I'm not against any particular person or any particular organization. I'm just here to convey a message by which you understand what you should do if you want to get into this business. This is a beautiful business if you do it correctly. If you understand how to manage EC and pH, if you know how to manage your water, your nutrients, your greenhouse setup, you can do cost-effective greenhouses. So there are a lot of ways of doing it. You need to give a lot of time. You cannot just plug and play and then just wait for the produce to grow. You have to give full time. It cannot be a hobby. Hobbies can be done at home or terraces, just for the fun, or having your own organic produce at home. But if you're planning a commercial venture, get as much as deep you can get into this. I'll see you next time with another video once the whole system is ready, and I'll also explain you how you should start a greenhouse on a smaller scale and how you should go on a larger scale. Signing out. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Happy farming.